Have you ever tried painting using muted colors instead of pure hues? Today, let's see the difference, not just visually, but in how it feels. Let's quickly have a look on the materials that we'll need. I have been using Himimiya gouache since the beginning. It's always been my favorite. And recently I tried their gouache pad as well. Also these brushes, and the quality, the blending, everything is top notch and it does make a difference. I'm starting with the same sketch twice. On one side, I'll use pure hues, fresh and direct. And on the other, I'll use color eco technique to gently move the colors and make the painting feel more cohesive and harmonious. In the first painting, I kept everything clean and vibrant. For the sky, I used acid blue mixed with white. Now for the mountains, I'll use burnt sienna with a bit of black to keep the tones bold and defined. Also adding a little bit of white to just point out the highlights and some textures. Then added a few soft clouds using just white. For the grass, I started from the bottom with a mix of green and black. And now I'll gradually add some grass green to make it lighter, and then lemon yellow bit by bit to build the contrast and depth. Here each color stands on its own, bright, clear and separate. Now let's move to the second painting. The process is similar, but the approach changes completely. I'll start with a blend of acid blue, a hint of Prussian blue and white. For the mountains, I mixed burnt sienna into the same base mix so the color feels muted instead of overly vibrant. A touch of black adds depth and a little white brings out the gentle highlights, as you can see in the video. Now for the clouds, I didn't just use white. I added a depth and shadow using my base mix. Then I deepened it slightly with a more Prussian blue to create soft, natural shadows in the cloud. Now again for the grass, I started with the green and black, but this time mixed into the same base, so the shadows doesn't feel harsh. Then I slowly built it up, adding green and lemon yellow for variation and depth. Now finishing it with a touch of white for highlights, and that's it. Same sketch, same basic colors, but a completely different feeling. The first one is vibrant, no doubt, but the second one feels softer, more connected and more real. Because sometimes in art, it's not about using more colors, it's about letting them belong together.